Right, and you head coach Terry Moore to make an opening statement and then take questions.
Well, certainly I'm disappointed for my crew. You know, like I said to them, I can't be more proud than the way they handled themselves here this afternoon. We got off to such a you know, not the start we wanted to, but then as they always do, they never panicked. They battled back and got the lead and then lost the lead. Third quarter came out again a little bit too slow, but then regained the lead. And you know, the last play there, Chloe just you know, gets tripped a little bit, and you know, that thing could have gone either way. But as I always remind the kids, it's a 40-minute game, and there's a lot of reps in there that we all wish we could have back. It never comes down to one play. You know, whether it's me play calling over there and calling a bad set, or box over there, you know, scheming and you know, allowing an easy bucket. And then, you know, every one of our kids, you know, there's a probably play that they want back. And so it never ever comes down to one play. I'm really, really proud of our group. Once again, they showed how tough they are, how they are one of the very best teams in the country, in terms of just the way they fight and how they handle themselves, and they never panic. And again, I can't tell you how proud I am of this group.
Questions for Cindy Parrish? Go ahead,
Yes, Sydney, I know there's a lot of emotion here, but nothing really changes. You guys, nothing changes about your seed this next week, nothing about the NCAA tournament. How do you guys sort of take what you can from this, but then just move on?
You know, we love the game. Our whole team's super, super competitive. So it's not like this didn't mean a lot to us. Like you said, I don't know if it's going to change a lot in the seedings or the rankings or whatever, but we're really competitive and we wanted that game. It's not like we're just going to throw it out the window and act like it didn't happen. But we just got to move on. We have a great Big Ten tournament coming up next week, and possibly we get to play them again. It'll be another great matchup. So I think really just focusing, flipping the page and going to, you know, the tournaments, and that's where it's going to get really fun. So we're excited. I mean, credit to Iowa, credit to Caitlin, who's a tough shot. She's one of the best players in the country. So credit to them, but we're ready for the tournaments.
Yes, you came out in the second half and really scored most of the points there, really helped keep things close and to make it a fun possession game. I guess what kind of changed for you individually there at halftime that allowed you to come out and be so impactful?
I don't know if much changed. I try to let the game come to me as much as I can. Didn't shoot it great the first half, so my teammates found me open on a couple skip passes when they were helping really far onto Max. So I think those just allowed for open threes, and coach kept saying we need to shoot the ball with confidence. So we came out and I thought we shot a lot more confidently in the second half than the first.
You guys have anything else to say? I'm going to check on Zoom questions. Go ahead.
You know, in terms of how good this team has been, you haven't had a bounce back from the last. This is only the but the cohesiveness of this team, how is that going to help with, like you said, getting past this and just attacking, you know, the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, I think our coaching staff does a great job with keeping us, I guess, humble and just together every single day in practice and holding us accountable every day. So I think that's really going to help us make the runs we need in these tournaments. And I mean, you kind of saw we were down like 10-13 maybe during the game, and we just kept fighting back. And I think that's one of the big things to know about this team is we're fighters and we're going to fight to the very, very end. And we came back from what could have been a really, really big, ugly lead and made it a really fun game.
Do we have any questions on Zoom for Sydney Parrish?
Are we muted?
All right, Sid. Nope. You're good.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
Sid.
Thank you.
We'll have questions for Coach Moore in the room.
Coach, I think this were a pro game. This is the kind of game there where you just, it doesn't matter, right? Because
Right.
everything's set, but you guys still attack there. This same way you attack every game.
Sure.
Can you just talk about it again, like to not overemphasize the loss, but the positives?
Right. Well, again, you know, we went into, even though we knew that we had won the, you know, the championship, you know, I think Sid said it best. This is a group of fighters and they're competitors. And, you know, we've talked all along, especially in the Big Ten season, about, you know, writing the story and us being the only ones that wanted to hold the pen and not allow anybody else to you know, write any of the chapters. And so, today was about closing the chapter and closing it the right way. And, unfortunately, the ending of this chapter probably wasn't, how we wanted it to end, but yet, another book comes out next week when we go to the Big Ten tournament. And so, we've approached it like that, but this group has been resilient. They've been so much fun to coach because of the steadiness that they show every day and the toughness. And, like I said, this game could have gone one of two ways, and it ended up being a really great matchup between two very talented teams in the Big. And unfortunately, we're on the other side of where we wanted to be. But as I said, I'm really, really proud of this group and what they've been able to accomplish in the Big, this year, because it's our stretch down the stretch was not easy for us, and we had to win the games in order to win the Big Ten championship. And for that, we're grateful. But as their coach, I'm just really proud of them.
I apologize if this has been asked earlier, but on the last play, what did you see defensively? Did you have it defended the right way?
Yeah, Chloe just fell.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if she got her foot tangled or if she fell on her own. I think it would have been different if she would have been able to stay on her feet. I think we would have been out of Crowder 1.5 seconds. Of course, Kate is an excellent player, and she might have still been able to get it off, but I think it would have been guarded, so it's unfortunate. It's one of those dumb luck things. But as I said earlier, it never comes down to one play.
In the first quarter, you guys fell into a 13-2 hole, but we're able to come out, respond, obviously, maybe a pretty close game by the end. What was, you called that early timeout, I guess, kind of, what was the discussion there in that timeout to get it reset?
Well, we obviously didn't want to dig a deeper hole, and it was more about us just settling in to the things that we've been good at all year. And we had a couple of things defensively that happened to us, just missteps that we had prepped for, and didn't do a very good job there. So they were all reminders of, again, what we're doing, what we're in, how we're guarding certain things, and so forth. And then it was just trying to get them to settle into the game and realize that we've been here before, and we're not going to panic. We're just going to have to get it back one possession at a time.
What do you think this tournament is going to be like next year?
I think it'll be great. Super. Everybody is, I think playing their best basketball right now. I think it's probably going to be one of the better tournaments just because of how competitive the Big has been this year. I think it'll be, it'll always come down to, and you never know in tournament play, certain, things happen that maybe you don't anticipate, but, I will say that I think it's going to be one of the better tournaments just because of the parity and, the talent that's in this league this year.
Coach, you were really good. This game was the centerpiece of college basketball today, men's and women's. And I know obviously you wanted to win it, but it literally came down to the last second shot. I don't think it could have been better for an audience. What does it mean to you for your program to be involved in?
Well, it's special, to be a part of game day. Again, what we wanted to do is certainly come out and win the game, but we've been trying to I think earn some respect from the nationally, and I think that nationally, if you tuned in, you got to see what I get to see every day, and that's a really good basketball team that plays fundamentally. They're disciplined defensively. There's talent throughout our roster. And so for us to be able to show that, I think was really important, for us. And I love the way, I think they got to see a team that's gritty and can battle back. And that says a lot about their character. So not only are they talented players, but, they're tough women that, show true poise and composure, especially when they're down.
I'm going to go to a Zoom question. Seth, go ahead.
Terry, I actually have two, but they're just very different. So I'll let you answer the first one first. When Mackenzie went to the free throw line at the end, when you're tied at 83, she goes to the free throw line, she makes one to go up. Was there any discussion of having her miss the second one to keep the clock running?
Only if there was going to be 0.8 on the clock. Other than that, we needed both. We felt like we needed both of them. Because 1.5 is that's a lot of time. And, we didn't want to take that risk, but, there was a discussion over there if it was going to be at 0.8, of Mac hitting the first and intentionally missing the second one. Yes.
Seth, go ahead with your second question.
And I mean, you lost one game earlier this season at Michigan State. And I mean, you were, after a long winning streak, like you were just kind of had snapped. You were kind of, I know you said you were curious at that point to see how your team would react to the loss. It's different circumstances now, but I guess, how do you kind of make sure you have a week off now, or close to a week off before the Big Ten tournament? How do you kind of make sure that everything stays together and everything that you've kind of built up going into this point in the season doesn't kind of get thrown off by this one game?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I got a sad group in the locker room right now, right? That, we weren't able to win the game, but I expect no different. I mean, I'm disappointed. I know they're disappointed. But we do what we always do. And that is either we feel good or we feel bad for 24 hours. And then we return and we get back to work. And that's what we've done for the last 9 years. And that won't change no matter what the group is inside that locker room.
Tyler, go ahead.
Coach, with just game day being there, what was the energy like leading up to the game and then during the game with the atmosphere? I guess just how would you describe being there?
Is great atmosphere, but it's an atmosphere that we've had in Simon Scott Assembly Hall. We've seen great crowds at Ohio State. We've seen great crowds at Maryland. This league, and I want to give credit to our marketing. I want to give credit to the Big Ten folks that continue to push Big Ten women's basketball. This has been an incredible year for women's basketball, particularly in the Big, where our fans are showing up and they're watching high level basketball in this league. And everybody again should be given credit, for the fans. We have been chomping at the bit, right, for fans to come and support us and turn out for women's basketball. And, the Big has done a tremendous job. And, we've been a part of that. But, again, kudos to, Iowa for their fan support. It was a great environment for women's basketball.
Ari, go ahead.
Coach, hindsight is 2020, but I wanted to ask you, if you had to do it over, would you have double teamed the 3-point line and left Sonato in the post single covered, with that being the worst case scenario, you go to overtime?
Yeah, that's not what our scheme was, but Ari, I mean, it was unfortunate. Chloe tripped and she was behind the play, but that was not, we had no discussion. Our game plan was right on what it needed to be. It's just, again, dumb luck that Chloe falls down and, is behind the play. That's what happened.
Matt.
Coach, Chloe and Matt hit those huge free throws down the stretch in the final seconds. Yeah, shot 94% from the line. So I guess just in terms of maturity, environment like that, what do you see and how can you take that in?
You call it maturity. I call it absolute toughness. I mean, you have to be able to step up in that moment, right? With that crowd that was so loud today, and be calm and knock those shots in. And so, as I remind them, it's every day that we put that work in, and can't overstate it enough how proud I am that they were able to do that.
Coach, I'm sorry, this may have already been asked. Did you consider missing the second free throw, or is it different now because you can advance the ball?
It's not that. It was, if there was 0.8 on the clock, we were considering missing because we felt like that was going to be, give us a good, we considered it. Then they went back and put the 1.5 and we felt like that was still too much time.
All right. Thanks, Coach.